So I was fortunate enough to be able to spend a week at the Royal Surrey County Hospital doing some work experience, and I got to saw some incredibly mind-blowing, yet incredibly disgusting things that I want to share with you today. Hey everyone, how's it going? So if you guys watched my last Medicine Diaries video, I said that I've got quite a lot of work experience built up in the time that I, wasn't making videos. And one of the videos that I said I wanted to make for you guys is all about my experience at the Royal Surrey County Hospital. So what I did was just film little snippets here and there and little vlogs throughout the week, just so I can share my experience with you, because I don't know, if you're doing medicine, you might be interested in the kind of things you might expect to see if you yourself go on to do work experience. Speaking of which, guys, if you are somebody who wants to do medicine and you're curious about how to go about obtaining work experience, let me know, because I might make a future video on that, because I feel like that's something that would have helped me out, back in the day. Anyway, let's just start with day one and I will share the rest of my week with you. Good morning, everyone. So it is currently very, very early in the morning, 6 something, but I thought I would do this vlog and talk to you a little bit about what I'm going to be getting up to this week, which is work experience at Royal County Surrey Hospital, which is going to be really fun. Now, this is probably like the most raw vlog you will ever see, with my hair in a bun, still wearing pajamas, my room is a mess, but the whole point of me making these videos is to, be honest with you. So this is how it is this morning. I look like a mess. I'm drinking a lot of coffee to wake up because, my God, I could not sleep last night. So yes, that is how my morning is going. To give you a little bit more information about what actually is happening today. Today is Monday the 12th of June 2017, and as part of my efforts to try and get some more work experience in like medical setting, I was very fortunate to be able to secure a week of work experience at Surrey Hospital. Now, I will try and document bits and pieces, but obviously it is a hospital, and I think I've said this in my other videos as well, I'm not going to be able to film a lot. But whenever I can, I will try and film snippets here and there, just to, document the process for you guys and for myself. And you know what? I'm going to change the clip now, and hopefully it's a clip of me dressed and looking a little bit more presentable to take on the day. Hey everyone, so it is 8 in the evening now. I am absolutely exhausted. I got back from the hospital an hour or so ago, but I've been working on the application that I was telling you about. As I said, I didn't film much of the hospital itself, obviously privacy, respect, etc. But here is a nice picture of me all scrubbed up, in case you guys wanted to see that. So I actually got to sit in 2 different surgeries today, and both of them were in gynaecology and involved the removal of ovaries and the uterus. Of the 2 patients that I saw, one of them did happen to have ovarian cancer, but the other one, I think it was just a case of an ovarian cyst, and she was okay. She still did have her ovary removed regardless, just because she was having some menstruation problems. I don't know if you guys are interested, but I'm sharing it with you anyway. But the first patient, guys, it was so shocking that because of her cancer, an ovary, which is usually this size, had grown into this ginormous cyst. I'm not kidding, the size of my head, probably more than 20 centimeters wide. And it was absolutely incredible to see the surgeons go in there and take it out and take out any residual tumor or cancer that was already in her and just put her back together. And it was just utterly amazing to see. And honestly, I wish I was less tired so I could go into more detail about it, but I think I'm trying to get this application done that I was telling you about, because it's just taking a while, and the deadline is at midnight tonight, so I've got to do that. And I'm just going to try and get some sleep, because tomorrow's going to be another early morning, I think. But let's just hope I can sleep a little bit better tonight, and maybe I'll be able to vlog something a bit more comprehensive tomorrow. See you then! Hey everyone, so it's still day 2 of the Surrey Hospital shadowing work experience week. That was a long sentence. And it is 6:30 right now, and I've just gotten back from the hospital and I am at the labs because I just have a couple of, admin lab things to be getting on with. But I just thought, since I'm already here, I wanted to give you like a quick review of what today was like. So as I said yesterday, I was in theatres all day and I got to see 2 surgeries, and today was really great because I got to go and see those patients in the ward after they had woken up. Both of them seemed to be doing well, under a little bit of pain as you can imagine, but it was really amazing to have that transition between seeing them in surgery and what is quite like a mechanical procedure to actually seeing them in person and seeing how the surgeons interact with them and make sure they're okay and they're well and they're not in pain, etc. I've got to say, overall I'm just very much in love with medicine right now, and a friend of mine who also wants to do medicine says the same thing. He says that every time he does work experience it just makes him so much more excited, and my god, I am excited. In addition to going and seeing wards today, I also sat in some clinics, and basically what the clinics are is when patients come in and they discuss treatment plans or whether the patient should have surgery or chemotherapy, etc, etc. And I think this was also a very interesting experience because it was really good for me to see from a surgeon's point of view, explain to the patients complications that could happen, or some of like the side effects of the surgeries and aftercare, and whether the patients really want to go and do it, or whether they might decide to do an alternative treatment. Either way, it was super exciting, and I'm really excited for tomorrow as well because I think I'm doing another day of clinics, and I'm not too sure what I'm doing in the afternoon. Possibly theatre, or maybe I'll go in early tomorrow so I can see some more surgery before the clinics start at 9. Anyway, I'm a little bit exhausted and I'm just going to tend to my cells and then hopefully go home and get a good night rest for tomorrow. I will see you on day 3. Hey guys, so it's still day 3 of the shadowing experience I'm doing at Surrey Hospital, and it's currently 9:30 in the evening. I forgot to film a little bit earlier on because by the time I had finished I was so tired that I completely just fell asleep on the train, and then I came home and I had a slightly longer nap and then got up and had food, and I just remembered that I didn't film a segment for today's video. So just to give you a little bit of a summary of what I got up to today. So in the morning I was in oncology clinics again, and got an opportunity to just see more patients and shadow some of the doctors, which again was it was a much slower day, I have to say, in the sense that I guess it was slower for me because the clinics themselves were quite busy and there was like lots of people running around and like lots of things happening. But for me it was a bit more, I guess, mellowed out because I spent the majority of my time, taking a back seat and just observing and taking notes, etc. In the afternoon, I went and met up with one of the CNSs, which is the cancer nurse specialist. And it was really nice speaking to her about her role and what things are like from a nurse's perspective. And actually, something that's very interesting, and this is also a question that often comes up in medical interviews, is, well, if you're somebody who enjoys care, why not become a nurse instead of becoming a doctor? And that is a very valid point. And as I was speaking to this nurse today, she was telling me, obviously because she's a specialist cancer nurse, she was telling me that a lot of the things the nurses can do. So for example, if nurses are correctly trained, they can sign off radiography forms, radiology forms, and they can sometimes prescribe treatments, or they can examine patients. So nurses can do a lot of those things that doctors can do, especially the specialist ones. But obviously, as it happens, the majority of the decision making does come down to the doctors at the end of things. Either way, it was a really good experience to be able to see her point of view as well as seeing the doctor's point of view. So I guess that's everything for today, and let's see what tomorrow brings. Hey everyone, so it is day 5, the final day of my week in Surrey, and yesterday I actually forgot to film a closing clip, so I'll just tell you a little bit about how yesterday was. It was actually a very interesting and exciting day. So in the morning, I did a little bit of rounds with one of the doctors, and in the afternoon, I got to see a laparoscopy, which is keyhole surgery. And honestly, it was so amazing to see this big surgical procedure being taken, happening, and only through, tiny little holes that have been like made in the stomach. The lady who was undergoing the surgery was having her ovaries removed, and like I said, it was absolutely bizarre to see like an ovary come out of this like tiny hole in the body. It was very quick as well, and it was just amazing. Basically what they did was they inflated her stomach by pumping carbon dioxide in there, and they made 3 incisions, one in the belly button, and that's when the main camera went, and also 2 tubes on either side where they placed in the instruments and just carried out the surgery like that. Anyway, I was very impressed. And then a little bit later in the afternoon, I also got to spend a little bit of time in A&E. There was a woman who was having post-operative complications, and she seemed to be having quite a bit of infection around her wound. So she had reported to A&E, so it was really interesting to watch the doctor examine her, check her for any signs of sepsis. And then I think the surgical team came in and they decided that they're going to keep her overnight on an IV antibiotic just to make sure that no other infection occurs, and just so they can keep an eye on her. Anyway, yes, it was a very interesting day, and today I'm actually up bright and early. It is 10 to 6 in the morning, and actually yesterday I went in a little bit late because I had a little bit of lab work to do. I was planning some experiments, so I missed ward rounds. So today I'm going to go in a bit earlier, although I don't know what I'm going to do because I think buses don't start running for a while. Anyway, I might have to get a taxi to the hospital. But yes, let's hope I get to see a little bit of ward rounds this morning. I don't think theatre is on, but I feel like I will also be in clinics with the surgeon who is being, the head surgeon who I've been watching most of his surgeries. So let's see how it goes. So guys, that was my week, and if I were to go through the entire week with you, I actually got a little notepad and it's just full of notes that I took, which I do want to sit and write up. But again, I forgot to film an ending vlog for my last day, so I guess I'll talk to you a little bit about what the last day was like now, because it was a really interesting day actually. So the day started off with doing some ward rounds where I got to join the surgical team and the gynaecology team. Well, they're the same team of surgeons and gynaecologists, and we went to go around and have a look and attend to some of the patients that had already undergone surgery. This was absolutely amazing, and I think what surprised me the most was the fact that even though these patients have had these really major surgeries, within a week or so, the majority of them are able to go home. And what they do at ward rounds is ask the patients if they've been having bowel movements, if they've been able to eat something, and if they've been able to get out of their bed and, take a couple of steps here and there. And usually if they are able to do those things, then they can be sent home, which just astounds me because the human body is just amazing. After the ward round, I attended a multidisciplinary meeting, and this is when all of the doctors and surgeons and the specialist nurses all come together, and then they go through patients case by case, and then together decide what the best form of treatment is, what's the best, trajectory of their care is. And again, I think this is something that's a very, very good part of the healthcare system, in that there isn't just 1 or 2 people making decisions about the patient, it's an entire team. So that again was something that was really, really good for me to see. And finally, in the afternoons, I attended something called the Gene Carrier Clinics, which again, I know I'm saying this about everything, but again, it was like a really interesting experience. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but it was in the news not so long ago that Angelina Jolie had a double mastectomy, which means that she had both of her breasts removed. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she also had her ovaries removed as well. Now, the reason why she did this is because she is a carrier of a type of gene that increases your susceptibility to things like breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And basically what this gene carrier clinic was an opportunity for women to kind of like discuss whether they also want to have their breasts removed or their ovaries removed. So for example, if a woman comes into the clinic and says, well, my mother, my grandmother, my aunties, they all died of or had breast or ovarian cancer, she might be screened for this kind of gene, and because she is at high risk, because it is something that's hereditary. So if she is found to be a carrier of this gene, then she might have the, you know, she might go in and think, well, you know what, I might also have a double mastectomy and have a hysterectomy to have my ovaries and things removed, because she would be a high-risk patient. Anyway, all of that stuff aside, I just thought it was a really, really incredible experience to see. So overall, I thoroughly enjoyed my week, and for any of you guys who are wanting to do medicine, I would definitely recommend trying to get yourself some kind of a hospital placement. I have to say, I am unbelievably grateful to Kavitha, who's the surgeon who helped me put this week together, and I honestly learned so much. So anyway guys, I think I'm going to sign off, but as always, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it helps me out, and also leave any questions or any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see down below. Anyway, I should probably go edit this video and head to uni. So until next time, take care and I'll see you later. Mwah.